Hi, it's Pam Roach and this is video 7, and my tip for today is where to find news-hungry reporters. We talked about staying connected with your customers, and we discussed what reporters want, and I showed you how to do a press release. On my last video, I talked to you about the newsroom. Here is where you're going to be sending your press releases. Here's where you find the reporters. You have several options sending it directly to the reporter. You can send it via Newswire distribution, purchasing media services, or through media search engines. The direct to journalist email, the cost for that is $0. As long as you have the journalist's email address, it doesn't cost you a thing to send him your press release. The advantages to that is that it builds rapport with the reporter, and once the rapport is established, they're more likely to cover your story. The disadvantage, though, is that if you don't know what reporter covers your topic, then you don't know how to find their email address. So that could be a problem. And then if you had their email, if they don't know you, sometimes they're not likely to open the email. Second option is press release distribution services. There are a myriad of services that you can use depending on your budget. I've listed several here. These are also referred to as Newswire services. So what you see is e-releases, PR Web, Business Wire, PR Newswire, one called Market Wired, and then Newswire. All of these are paid. Now, I know online they do have some that are free. I don't recommend using those because you do get what you pay for. The advantages of all of these is that you do get extensive reach. You do have the option to reach reporters locally, nationally, and internationally. The cost, though, is between $200 to about $700 each time you send the release. So you need to make sure that you have the right budget before you send your information out. The advantages, of course, is great exposure, great visibility, great credibility. Disadvantages is the cost. The third option is using a media database. That means that you don't have to pay every time you send out a release, but you pay for the membership instead. The cost is about $4,000 a year. I've listed two here. I've used them both. They both are very good. Cision is better, but it's also more expensive. Burrell's Loose is a great option if your budget is about $200 a month. They do, but their list of journalists is not as good. It doesn't list the preferred options for receiving releases, which is the intel you do get with Cision. That information is important because, as we discussed earlier regarding sending out a release and building a rapport, if you keep sending them at the wrong time, reporters will ignore you. They'll just delete your emails. So having Cision is a great asset, but to the tune of about $4,000 a year is what you'll pay. So that's the disadvantage to that. The fourth option is to use what is called media search engines. They are membership based. You will pay between $200 to $300 a month. Muckrack all of these three are very, very popular. Muckrack will help you find journalists. It also lists the preferences. It does not give you an entire list like some of them do. You actually you look the journalists up yourself and you make your own list. But it is a lot cheaper than paying $4,000 for the entire year all at once. BuzzSumo is great for finding out what topics are trending. If you want to know if your press release topic is, if anybody cares about it, if anybody's writing about it, you can type it into BuzzSumo and it'll let you know who's talking about it, how popular it is. It shows the social media shares. Very, very useful. The advantage to these are by the time you reach the reporter, you already have the information you need, and you'll be more educated, more ready to go. They love that. BuzzFeed is another option. BuzzFeed really just tells you what stories are trending around the world. So if you want to write about something based on, we know March is National Women's Month, Women's History Month, BuzzFeed will let you know who's writing about those stories and what kind of stories are being covered. That's my tip for today. If you want to learn more about this kind of information, go to my website, follow us there, and also follow us on social media. Thank you.